Just 3 years ago, when Tony Benn gave government money to Meriden and the KME Engineering Company and to the Scottish Daily News, many people saw the setting up of these worker cooperatives as some kind of revolution. In fact, the cooperative movement's been working in practice for over 100 years. The tried and trusted co-ops, the shops on our high street, testify to that. But as well as shops that share their profits with their customers, the cooperative movement of 100 years ago also saw the creation of manufacturing companies which were owned by their workers. And some of those original worker cooperatives are still in business.
You haven't got the foreman breathing down your neck all the while.
The different atmosphere here to what other firms are.
I mean, we just get on with our work, you know.
Pen Gidlow and Vinnie Matthews both work at Wallsaw Locks, a company which has been producing padlocks and agricultural equipment for over 100 years. And throughout that time, Wallsaw Locks has been controlled by its workers. The company started, appropriately enough, because of a lockout. Their most successful product in those early days was this padlock, which was exported by the thousand to India. But over the years, the workers at Wallsaw Locks have adapted to changing markets, until they now make anything from the tethering chain for a cow to the lock for the rear door of a Range Rover car. 164 people earn their living at the co-partnership of Wallsaw Locks. One of them is Arthur Rose. He's been at the co-op for 50 years. Starting as an office boy, he's now the secretary and manager.
All the day-to-day decisions have to be made by me, but I am responsible to the committee for the running of this firm.
Although Arthur Rose is the boss, he still has to answer to the committee of the co-partnership. To men like Ron Cunnett, who works as a spring hook maker. Besides Ron Cunnett, there are 7 other men on the committee. 4 of the 8 are shop floor workers, the others are foremen. They have the power to sack the manager, and they're supposed to approve all the manager's decisions. So I asked who in fact is in charge at Wallsaw Locks, the manager or the committee?
We take the manager's advice, of course, but actually the management committee are in charge.
Do you ever have a disagreement with the manager?
Oh, lots of times we have little niggles and disagreements.
And how do you settle it?
We usually settle it by discussion. It turns out all right, usually in the end.
For a mere £5, any worker can become a shareholder. This entitles them to vote for the management committee and to receive twice the annual dividend on wages. 117 of the 164 workers are shareholders, and nearly all of the workforce belong to a trade union. But there's never been a strike. So the cooperative principle has been in action for over 100 years. I asked Alan Wilkins, would he like to change anything now?
Well, I should like to see more of the work people involved in the running of the firm. At the moment, there's only usually about 8 or 10 people who are interested in joining the management committee.
We could increase this.
Every year there's an election for 4 places on the management committee. But this year, only 2 new candidates put their names forward on the voting paper. One of them is Heber Mason. Why did he want to be on the management board?
To make changes and hope to put new ideas to the board, get them voted through and improve the factory.
And it's by voting for the board that the ordinary workers have a say in how the business is run.
The cooperative idea is great if it's run right. You know, you still get bogged down with different old-fashioned ideas, but if you modernise, you increase production, you get more work out, you get more profit.
Despite the extra expenses this year, which I shall be going into in detail from the trading account, despite all that, we have made 51...
This year, Walsall Locks will make a profit. And one of the management committee's main tasks is to decide how much to pay back to the workers as a bonus on their wages.
The dividend on wages, now this is where we come to the crux of the matter, and I'm going to recommend we pay 3.5%. And if you're satisfied, I would like your approval of that.
I think everybody should be pleased with that.
Propose the approval of the report and the allocation.
The committee is unanimous. All workers will receive a dividend of 3.5%.
All in favour? Unanimous. Right.
Unanimous.
But in previous years, has there been a temptation to pay out too much as a dividend? Was enough capital ploughed back into the business?
Frankly, in the past, I don't think we've ploughed enough back. This has been remedied over the last few years, and I feel that now we are putting quite a decent amount back.
By the end of the last century, over 100 producer cooperatives had been formed, but now only 20 remain. Some couldn't find the financial and management expertise to keep them going when times got tough. Some faded away because of their workers' lack of interest, and some couldn't survive the death of their founders. But Wallsaw Locks was not one of these. It has kept going, and the workers there are in no doubt about its future. Do you think that the future of a cooperative like this is assured?
Yeah, definitely.
And I think our strength here is that we do genuinely run it as a co-partnership, and we've done it for over 100 years.
With the co-op, everyone's together and everyone knows what's going on, what they want, and we try and get it.